The to infinitive signifies the result of the experience, condition, or action indicated by the descriptive word to include a verb. We can find the relationship between the cause and the effect from the prior context. He majored in management at the university. He grew up to be an investor. The prior context in the previous clause is helpful to understand the two conditions described by the intransitive verb grew and the definition of the root infinitive be. The subject of the conditions indicated by the phrase of the to infinitive to be an investor and the phrase of the intransitive verb grew up is the same as the speaker. The subject of the intransitive verb grew and the preposition to is the same as the subject, who is a male, and this male does not participate in the conversation with the speaker and the listeners at the present. With the consideration of the logical relationship between the first clause and the second clause that the to infinitive is applied in, the condition indicated by the phrase of the to infinitive to be an investor is the consequence that results from the condition indicated by the phrase of the intransitive verb grow up. This explanation can be understood from the prior understanding that majoring a subject in a university demands a strenuous effort. The speaker does not focus on the logical relationship between the two experiences, conditions, or actions of the descriptive word and the to infinitive. The correlation between the definition of the intransitive verb grew and the definition of the root infinitive be
is clarified as the order according to the flow of time.
The speaker signifies that the experience, condition, or action indicated by the to infinitive actualizes later than the experience, condition, or action indicated by the descriptive word to include the verb as a succession according to the order of time. As we cannot find the obvious
logical
correlation between the condition described by the intransitive verb and the other condition described by the root infinitive,
while we wait for the revelation of Jesus Christ to clarify the correlation between the two conditions.
The listeners can interpret the application of the to infinitive is a succession for the prior condition of the same subject. The subordinate clause linked by the conjunction as to the main clause to apply the to infinitive does not signify the logical relationship between the conditions of the subject, who is a male, as a non-participant in the conversation with the speaker, described by the phrase of the intransitive verb grew up and the phrase of the to infinitive to be an investor. The first clause, the definition of the conjunctive adverb as can be interpreted to have the same definition as the conjunctive adverb, because so we can understand that this can be the reason for the condition of the subject in the past described by the intransitive verb grew.
The condition of the subject time in the subordinate clause is always true. So the subordinate clause, as time goes by, is stated in the present tense. Even though the main clause, he grew up to be an investor, is stated in the past tense, while revealing the effect of a condition stated in the subordinate clause, stated in the present tense, we can be convinced from the fact that the constancy stated in the subordinate clause was the reason for the past condition stated in the main clause with the intransitive verb grew.
The condition described by the intransitive verb goes for the subject time does not reveal the correlation between the two conditions described by the intransitive verb grew and the root infinitive be.
And the main clause.
The phrase of the root infinitive as the object of the preposition to signifies the successive condition that the subject will exist in after the condition indicated by the phrase of the intransitive verb grew as time passes.
At the point in the past when the definition of the intransitive verb grew was actualized, the point in time when the definition of the root infinitive be was actualized could be the point in the future.
There is a conference to review the to-infinitive with the trait as a noun. There is a clause, I like to drink a beverage. The speaker, who is the subject of the to-infinitive to drink, as a noun signifies that the object of the condition indicated by the transitive verb like is the action indicated by the root infinitive drink as a purpose of the speaker. The speaker likes the upcoming action described by the root infinitive drink because the speaker has the prior experiences about actualizing the action described by
the root infinitive
drink. The definition of the transitive verb like to describe the condition of the speaker as the subject to orient the object of the preposition to is actualized at the present. We can think of this clause, I like drinking a beverage. The speaker or the object that the speaker likes is revealed with a different form of the two indications. This clause indicates the object as an action to be actualized in the near future and in a place
later than the present when the definition of the transitive verb like is actualized.
for the action described by the root infinitive drink. The speaker who indicates the object of the transitive verb like into a gerund connotes that the object that the speaker likes is based on the ongoing action, because the form of the gerund, the body of the transitive verb drink, and the suffix ing reveals that the action continues during a period. The object that the speaker likes is the ongoing action indicated by the gerund drinking, and the speaker who is in the condition described by the transitive verb like
at the present.
When the speaker actualizes the condition described by the transitive verb like,
The present is
specified into a period for the object that is the ongoing action, drinking. You can think like this. I have some experiences
of drinking
a beverage. So I don't drink a beverage right now, but
I think that I will welcome the upcoming action described by the root infinitive drink as the object of the preposition to.
I think it will be good to actualize the action described by the root infinitive drink once again in the future, in the near future. And the speaker who currently drinks a beverage can tell like this.
I like this moment when I continue drinking a beverage.
The speaker as a subject delivers the condition described by the transitive verb like to the ongoing action that is included in the present. Thank you for watching.